Anyways. All right, YouTube, what up? It's Neace, No Bullshit Gamer. We got Australian Tryndamere. I wish my Australian accent was better. You just say cunt a lot. You sound really angry, but it's like you're friends when you say it. Fucking cunt. Minions have spawned. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not cool enough to do Australian accent. I know that the next time I do a trip, because of the Patreon shit, I know that I'll do EU West. But probably after that, we should definitely do Australia. Australia, mate! Boy, get fucked. Australia. Jesus Christ. We got Johnsborough here playing against Renekton. Alright, this is Platinum, and you're playing one of my staples, so I'm gonna fucking drill you because, and not sexually, but because, you need to be getting a lot of value out of this if you're gonna make it to Diamond, and we need to get, more nuanced stuff. This is a good replay to send, because this is probably, in terms of like climbing fast, with like if you spam Tryndamere over and over again, this would be the matchup that I would say is probably going to be one of your hardest. Renekton's just a dick, and there's really not much you can do versus him, but there is a cheese that I rely heavy on in this matchup, and it is basically you come into you try to be in the way, and you are, right? And if your teammate wants a leash, you tell him, fuck off, cunt, or whatever you guys say over there, right? And you just come up here and you wait, because you basically need to be in lane, okay, in order for this to in order to have any shot of winning lane straight up, heads up, you need to be in lane right away. If you're facing a good Renekton player, you can kiss winning lane as Tryndamere completely goodbye, because you're probably not going to do it. But here in Platinum and Low Diamond, and this is Australian server, which is like, let's face it, Australian servers gonna have a weaker player pool. No offense. You're pretty much always gonna get away with this. What you're gonna do is, where's my fucking epic pen? I always forget it when I start the day. Epic peen. So you're gonna come into lane. You start attacking the creeps right away. Notice how you back up. We're not backing up. You're staying on the minions. You're gonna auto. Okay? Fucking spam it. Auto. See how you're stopping? Auto the creeps. You need to build Fury ASAP. Because the only time, and I'm gonna hammer you on this, the only time that we can win this lane is like level 1, 2, 3, maybe, if we've accumulated the big enough lead. And then, like, after we get Static Shiv, then we can, like, fight back a little bit. But good Renekton's, he's not gonna give you much very often in between those times at all. You're gonna get bullied. You're gonna misfarm, and it blows big floppy. So notice how you're not autoing. You're gonna auto the creeps, and your goal is to kind of just ignore Renekton a little bit and build up Fury, and then look to all in him. So notice how we're not building up Fury. First huge mistake here. You needed to be building up, because Renekton's level 1 is dog shit, really, if we race him to Fury. And since you're going to have high attack speed, which I would strongly recommend, if you have, like, in this matchup, if you could cut the corner and get attack speed blues, and like I said, I'm really going into the weeds on this one because you're playing a staple champ in a niche matchup or niche, or how the fuck you pronounce it, in Platinum. So I would really say you got attack speed, quints, AD reds, which is standard on Tryndamere. You'll have armor yellows, and then you're going to normally have like scaling CDR blues, sometimes scaling MR, depending on which Tryndamere player you worship, right? You could do extra attack speed in your blues just for this, so that you can build up Fury a little bit faster and secure the early level pushing power, because whoever's pushing in this matchup normally has a slight edge. You also have Ignite, so you should have a huge edge once you get rolling. And your goal is to push this guy out of lane, because he's immobile early on. You're going to build up Fury. You'll walk up, auto him. He'll run away, realize that you crit him, and then you'll spin after him, hopefully get his flash, and then you have total lane control for the rest of the game. And you can do like a flash all in, or just use your flash to escape. You get ganked if you need to, or, you know, play the lane straight up, however you want to do it. But this, see how passive we're playing here? This is good. This is what I want, and I want you building the Fury faster going into this so that we could do this all in. Oh, phew. I'd have been sweating that one if I was in your shoes. So cool. It wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be, but ultimately it was good. You showed that you know how to like all in there, which is good. Thankfully, he doesn't teleport to a minion. Actually, he can't teleport to a minion because you're level 2, he's level 1, so that's good. And you back, right? Nice, dude. Fucking wanker. Alright, anyways. Vamp Scepter. Yeah, that's a good buy. You're gonna need sustain. Alright, waves pushing to you. You'll have nothing that you can be doing here. You can always, by the way, you can always walk forward and spin away if you want to try to battle for farm a bit. You will have Vamp Scepter and a couple refillable pots to use to resustain up. I love how you're playing. I really do. I love how you're playing the start of this. This is great. You don't give him that. If he dashes to you, just spin away. You aren't going to miss that much. Remember, he has his Fury built up too. Watch. So right here, you would really just want to spin away from him. Like you try to trade an auto, but you have no Fury built up. If you had Fury built up, I would be on board with this. Because you could actually, if I'm being honest, if you have Fury built up here and he does this, you could just open trade, and then when he tries to run, you don't have W here, but let's say you did, right? And he jumps over the minions here like this, all the way over, and you have full Fury built up. You could actually just go on him. If he blows his Fury and tries to leave, and you land W on him and go after him, you can just go after him, just like you would in a Riven matchup. Because in my opinion, if he see how far away he is from his wave. It's just like the Riven matchup. If he tries to overcommit to a trade, and you have Fury built up and you're here in this position, this is when you can actually just re-engage with W. Like even if he chunks you, like watch how much damage he deals. See how he chunks you here? If you had Fury built up, you would literally just let him do that, and then when he turns back away, you're gonna W him and you're gonna commit. Literally just auto him down and run refillable pot, and you can kill him. He can't do anything about it. Like, after you would chicken him there, you could just fucking go nuts on him. But, you know, we didn't have Fury built up, so next time we need to spin away in advance. What's your opinion on taking 2 levels in 1 before W? Boxer, Pete, and Fog do it, but I noticed you don't. And Q. I like having W early. Personally, I get why they do it, but like the W is how you, like if you don't have W up, and I'm not going to pretend to know more than Fogged and Boxer Pete on fucking Tryndamere, but I will say that in my experience, having the extra point in W makes all the difference if a jungle gank shows up. If you don't have W, you can never synergize with your jungler on a gank in like, if he positions properly, like, what are you really going to do? W can really secure a kill. And it secures kills in long lanes too. So I don't agree with it. But again, like I'm not a Tryndamere. I spam Tryndamere all day, every day. So I'm not going to pretend to have like optimized strategies over them. But I know from my experience, I've done really well with Tryndamere myself with very little amounts of games. And I've never like skimped out on W like ever. I've always gone W. So, I mean, I don't claim to be the best Tryndamere, but I claim to be one of the best in the country. And I don't know, I don't agree with it, but it's just different strokes, different folks, you know? Some people are just going to do things a little differently. Yeah, Fervor's pretty standard on Tryndamere. Okay, this is perfect. Dude, you need to be stepping over him. Thank you. Go in. Oh my god, I hate you. Okay, there. I don't hate you as much. Flash. Flat. Why not? You played it wrong. You didn't have to flash. He's so out of line here. Watch. This is the difference between you and I. When he does that, I'm stepping over. So I'm stepping over right here. He didn't have flash. Thank God. Yeah, I bugged out. I see it now that we reset. The only criticism that I have since we didn't have flash is how you kind of were like, it was like you weren't confident, if that makes sense. Watch. You've got Fury built up. You auto him once. You auto him again. Watch how you're running away from him. You have vision down. It's Warwick jungle. Like, always step forward when he does that, because you have him crushed there. I mean, I guess you could be getting ganked sometimes, but... And then obviously you autoed a minion, which was the difference between that kill and not. So, whatever, shit happens. Cool. I mean, we still won lane with that, I think. So you ward... I don't know. If you had money for a control ward and you didn't buy it, that's fucked up by you. Oh, you did buy it. Yeah, dude, you're doing great. This replay is really good by you. This is definitely one of the better Tryndamere replays I've seen. Obviously, a little mechanical error with the, like, not pushing level 1 fast enough, but this is good shit so far, dude. So far. ... ellipses. Foreshadowing. Okay, we'll look at this again. Talk about this trade for a second. You got full fury. He's trying to push into you. He can't do that. You recognize it. You crit him. And you start going in. Why do you chicken him right away, is my question. Slow the fuck down here. This is pretty bad. Like, in terms of the Renekton's that we're going to face as you play, this is one of the worst ones that you'll see at this, well, it's Australia, a little platinum. You'll probably see ones that are probably just like this. Anyways, the point is, he has no right to really be pushing into you, and you correctly recognize. You're like, okay, I'm winning lane, so you need to fuck off, you cunt, right? And you start smacking him. Well, you like do a spaz W. The point is, you're already planning. When that trade, I'll show you. Watch. So here's why I'm saying we know this is going to go our way. We have Ignite, we have Flash, we have ult. We're great. We're good spot right now. All right? Because he has no Fury and we have Fury built up. Now watch. You identify, because you play a lot of Tryndamere. You identify, you're like, all right, you have no Fury. Suck my dick, right? You hit him. Now, you should be thinking, if this Renekton has a brain at all, he's gonna have to leave. So don't just spaz W right away. Keep autoing him, force him to fully commit to turning away, and then you W. So right here, when he stuns you and then dashes away, if you had used your W now, right here, and then spin onto him, he's dead. Like, legitimately dead. Like, dead. He's gonna have to flash. He's gonna have to ult. Like, he's out of lane. So because you rush the W, that's why whenever you get a situation where it's favorable for you, I really hammer home on this about winning lanes with Tryndamere, is you can't rush the W. When it's already, you've won. He's never gonna out trade you there. He can't do anything. You've won that. So he has one option but to run away. So slow play the W here, and then you spin on top of him, and then you're guaranteed. You spin to here, you run up, you smack him around, he has no stun, he's going to have to flash, he's going to have to ult, whatever he's going to have to do, but you're going to accumulate a lead, then you jam the wave dive, or he's going to back TP forward, or whatever. That's a missed opportunity by us because of how fast we play the W. So I want you to really understand how much that hurts. If we rush it and miss it, we're wasting a big opportunity. All right, here comes Warwick. So that trade by you is bad, and I think you know why it's bad. You get out of line with no fury, right? And this is stuff that we can clean up. We can work on it. You step too close without spin. You get impatient. You get cocky, right? It happens. Give that creep away. You're gonna eat it if you go for it, and it's not worth without spin. If you have spin, you might be able to auto or just walk up and auto spin, auto renect and spin, and take the creep with you. Just would go a little bit better for you. Always try to work up a little bit more HP lead than you have. This is good. Yes. Get him. Beat his ass, Seabass. Cool. Alright, you killed yourself there. Actually, I think. Warwick passed through tower. Yeah, I actually think you killed yourself. Pretty sure. When you did that turn. He has no flash, and you should know that. Yeah, he applies slow, but you just needed to wait till spin. Yeah, you just needed to run and spin away. Silly. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up, Warwick, dumbass. That's good. And you'll sustain back up, so yeah, good play. Static Shiv. He's running, he's moving. I think it was bugged because he spun flash to begin with. Yeah. This was well played. You got his ult down? Okay, good. I thought you were going in without your ult. You played that well. Yeah, dude, you're playing this pretty well, man. No idea why you feel like you need to run here. I would probably pressure tower at least a little bit here. I just don't think I'm dying to Warwick solo with this health ever. I just don't see how it's gonna happen when I have static Shiv and yeah, definitely make sure he shouldn't have teleport, and you should know he doesn't have teleport because you killed him earlier or you pushed him out earlier. Definitely get some wax on tower there, I think. I don't know if he could take enemy jungle safely, not without ult and flash up, but he could definitely smack tower a couple times, which is what I'm more concerned about. Okay, that's super worth. Slow it down. This, I don't like what you're doing here. Without vision, this is super risky and thin. Wait until, oh, well, no, it's bugged. Your spin was up, not up for 5 seconds. Wait until your spin's up before you ward this, then ward it. Obviously, we see Warwick, so we know it's safe, but just wait a second. Didn't have vision of Victor. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I would still want you to push without vision of Victor because I want him to try to catch us. I don't think Victor can catch us when we have our spin. As long as you don't blow spin like an idiot, you should be fine. Worst case scenario is they both show up top at the same time, like Warwick Victor, which is the odds are lower. So yeah, if you push and they both show up, it sucks. But I would rather you take the pressure, the opportunity that's there, and apply pressure to the tower and then try to draw someone to gank you than to just back right away. Because you always want to be pulling people up to you when you're crushing lane this hard as Tryndamere. You always want people to be trying to kill you. As soon as you can start drawing that pressure and get away with it, you want to poke at it, you know? That's the only reason why I say it. You can go for this if you want. Okay. I don't mind you backing out this time. I do think you play this really shitty though. Let's analyze this for future dives, okay? I mean, you execute it. It's not like you just fucking die to him or anything. I'm just saying, I think we can do a little bit better here. So let's talk about what I think you should be trying to do. I think you should be trying to land more poke first. Okay, he stuns. So I think what you should do, personally, I think you should crit him and then spin out, or you know, go for 2 autos, then spin out like this, and then go ahead and farm right here. And as you're cutting the wave, you know that Warwick can show up, right? And he can show up when you dive, so it's not like it makes a difference, okay? It's not like it makes a difference. If you dive, and you dive in the way that you did, and Warwick shows up, you're dead. If you smack him a couple times, spin out, and then cut the wave and sustain up / build Fury, you can basically ping Graves over, set up a dive, or pull into a 2v2 that's favorable for you, and you could set up an easier dive. So let's say that Warwick shows his face in mid, or bot or whatever, then you can just whittle this guy down and you surely kill him without having to ult, without having to flash. I mean, like, there's so many circumstances that we can build off of this situation because you have such a massive lead. Pretty sure you could even 2v1, so long as you get good spacing away from Renekton and time your ult just right. So the way you play it, yeah, you miss W, you rush into this, because you could have very easily just cut the wave, built up some more XP. Yeah, Renekton would have sustained too, but you would have been damaging the turret the whole time. So it's a plus trade for you. Not to mention proxy, drawing pressure. You could ping Graves up. Yeah, I would rather see that. I don't mind the dive. I just wish that you played it a little bit more confident in terms of like, I can do another round of minions pushing up here. I can cut the wave one time. I can ping Graves up here. I might be able to pull Warwick and get 2 people running behind tower while the tower takes damage, like a proxy Singe type of deal. Or I might even be able to 2v1 or kill Warwick. There's a lot of spots that open up when you have this guy in what's essentially like dive checkmate. It's just a matter of like, how much do you want to whittle him down before you finish him off? So don't feel like you have to be like, I have to dive him now because I gotta do it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you fail to dive or anything. I just think it could be cleaner. And a cleaner dive, remember, the cleaner we make it, that's more HP that we get to play with on a turret push. We might be able to keep our ult, we might be able to keep our flash, we might be able to keep ignite. You know, there's so many things that we might be able to keep a hold of. Think about if you had smacked that guy twice and spun away and he just ulted because he was scared shitless. Could happen. Think about if you autoed him twice, spun, and then autoed him twice again, he might ult, right? And then you get his ult, and then you dive him and it's a lot easier. So, in terms of Tryndamere players, I'm glad that you're fucking getting it. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Soraka could have ulted. Yeah. She didn't, and he lucked out. If she had ulted, that actually might have canceled out the dive. Nice. This is what I like to see. That's fucking great. See how we land that W, and now it's just like, spread your cheeks, bitch. That was very well played by you. I like how you spun away on the end there too, and kept the trade pretty short and built back up Fury. That was nice. So, he can't have ult up now, so I don't know where you're going. I would be, let's see, we got 3 mid. You don't have ult either. So we have, if I'm in your shoes, I'm probably never going mid. I'm either cutting the wave or poking at this guy. Probably not even poking at him. Maybe I'll probably just go for vision control here. So we have a pink ward. Good. We have control ward. Maybe control ward try and figure out where Warwick is first. And then maybe go behind tower. Like if Warwick shows up anywhere here, then we go behind tower and proxy for sure. If he's towards top, we could poke at Warwick as long as Renekton. If Renekton leaves tower, then we have to give it up. Felt like I needed help mid. No. You don't need to help mid. Fuck mid. No, you don't do anything mid. To be fair, stuff gets done. But I think that as a rule of thumb from me, I'm probably very rarely moving from top. Like, but you know how I play. I'm like a split push guy. So I'm very rarely going to mid. But you kept it short, so this isn't a bad roam by you at all. Alright, so you go to knock the tower down. A little scared of Warwick showing up here over the fog because we don't have the vision here. If Warwick shows up and like ults us and Renekton shows up, maybe, I don't know, I think you might be able to 2v1. So you're pretty big here. Oh, you gotta fuck with him. Absolutely gotta fuck with him. You have ult, you have ignite, pressure him. Yeah, I hate that you don't, at least like, I'm not saying go and just fucking challenge him. I'm saying poke at the golems. I mean, you have to understand that when your ult's up and you're this big, it's a window and it shrinks fast. So you have to move up and poke at the golems and consider maybe autoing Warwick a couple times to see what Renekton does, see if he responds, see if he's slow to respond. Maybe you can just get Warwick to ghost away. There's a lot of stuff that you could do. You're level 13 with ult. Ignite was probably up. I just don't see... And Renekton, look at his build. Like, I know he built tank because I saw him with Sunfire, right? So he's not even going to do any damage to you. And I could see Victor. I could see their bot lane. So you got to step in there. That's right, Befuddled. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate all my subs, man. This is great. He's pulling you to a teammate here. Oh, he's an idiot. Okay. Yeah, I would not chase there. That's good. This is bad. You're gonna get flanked like 9 times out of 10 here. Oh my god, they're bad though. And okay, cool. Sweet. So I was a little scared here because I saw Victor path away and I thought that meant Warwick was coming. And if you get chain CC'd, you're kind of screwed. But yeah, they're just shit, right? So that's good pressure by you. Yeah, there's the Soraka, there's the Warwick. They're just a little later than I expected. Fight him. The fuck, pussy? What are you doing? Go in, you cunt. Go in, you cunt. Oi, bruv. Or is that like, I don't know. My Australian accent, my Straya accent and shit. But fuck are you afraid of? That's a Soraka, that does no damage. And that's a level 11 Warwick. If there was ever a time to act like a fucking retard, that would have been the time. Like, what? It does. The C word does sound bad. When Australians say it, it's cool. But, like, when Americans say it, yeah, bruv is Euro. Dude, look at that. There's nothing, like, look, here's why I'm saying spin in, okay? I'm not a lunatic. Although, when I split push, I kind of look like a retard. This is not a retard play, though. It looks retarded, but it's not. Like much of the people on Twitch chat in real life, IRL. These are weak opponents in a 2v1. Soraka no damage, Warwick no damage. The only thing that you're gonna do when you fuck with these guys is you're just gonna get cooldowns. You're gonna get exhausts, you're gonna get ults, you're gonna get things down. That's important aspect of what you do as Tryndamere when you get fed. This is how we leverage as a split pusher. Okay, this is what we gotta do. We gotta see and we gotta be able to recognize, look, shitty. I got a level 10 and a level 11, right? And I'm level 14. Okay, so I fucking shit on these guys. Bend over, spread your cheeks, right? We know that, but why? Soraka, Healbot, Warwick, Jungler. Both these champions are operating off minimal gold and they're massively underleveled. You could fight them 2v1 if they were both level 13. You could fight them. You could fuck with them here and get cooldowns because they simply cannot do anything to you. They don't have the damage. All right, so next up, what else? Why am I saying do this? Well, for one, we know that Renekton's dead. I mean, we can see his body, so we know when he spawns if you have the APM of a grapefruit, right, and you can't keep up with it. Or you should be pressing tab like I do in these situations, and you should be checking respawn timers. Then, the other thing, here, we see this. This is two people. You always remember, I always hammer on keeping your mental APM up and talking yourself into being aggressive. So now we know it's only 2v1. They're outside a tower. I have red buff. I'm 3 levels ahead of everybody. And then if you want even more encouragement that this is the correct play, you have Blitzcrank on the flank. You could ping him if you'd like. And then when you go to spin in, you ping him, you just start autoing, and then you see how it plays. You see maybe you can get someone's exhaust, an ult, some flash, a ghost, Warwick ult. Like the possibilities are endless here. But you just fucking, I don't even know. You fucking ballet out. You're like, la, 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 right? And you just leave. For no reason. No pressure here. You should be excited for this. You should like, a big thud. You should hear a big thud from the erection hitting the bottom of your desk when you see. You did, I mean, eventually you sort of figured it out. It was a little too slow for my taste. I don't like going for this. I would rather you keep showing yourself up top than going to Scuttle there. Because we're giving up too much map pressure by running down to Scuttle, I think. I want people moving to me. I don't want them killing my teammates. When your team is losing, you need to understand, if you're not showing yourself or pressuring people constantly, your team, they're going to group and do this. Which is why I hate that you walk down to Scuttle. Fuck that. Stay on the tower. You're huge. You want people to challenge you. You want to push the momentum. Thankfully, you are pushing. I just would rather, you know, be able to isolate. Maybe you could have picked off that Lucian. You stay into the fog. Lucian pushes up. You walk out. You W. You go all in on him and you kill him because you have Flash Ignite. Making those solo picks is really important. And drawing pressure is really important. This dive, maybe. You rushed your W, though. Yeah. You rushed your W again. This is mechanically hard, okay? So don't beat up on yourself too much. It's not even mechanically hard. It's just, it's tough to keep cool, calm, composure and do a dive on this type of champion. But you need to. You need to land the W, and you need to fucking commit to it if you hit it. The problem is you keep rushing it, and that's a habit in this replay. You keep just, as soon as you see it, you W. Really try to land it. Slow yourself down, land it. Because when you land it, that means green light. You're good to go. Anytime you're facing mobile ADs, Vayne, Lucian, Caitlyn, Corki, land the W. If you land it, then you can go in. When you don't land it, this is exactly how these look every time. Make sure to auto the turret on the way out. Important pressure point. So, we get caught because we overplayed the spot. We kind of got pushed out. I'll show you. Right here is when you just take a breather. We can see Warwick backing. Again, APM, right? Keep that mental APM up. You see him backing, so you know where he is. He's right here, coming down. And then he's going to show himself now, right? And that's all, like... And he should have actually been there a little quicker with home guards. He was slow. He's probably buying items. So we should have backed down a little bit because having 2 people top is plenty. And then maybe we can like sit in the brush, do some fanciness because we can't go into the jungle at that moment. Because when you die, guess what that means? 50 seconds of pain, dude. That's why I hate dying when I'm fed as Tryndamere. That's why I even hate dying for a tower. Like, if you would hit the tower and died taking it, I would still be like, no, keep pressure up. Because that means you lose Baron now. Pretty sure. Which sucks. And it's completely, you know, like you say, your team sucks here. And that's going to happen. But I think we could have leveraged this a little bit better this game. In some of these spots. A little bit. You're doing great. Like, you actually are. This is one of the better ones that I've seen. I think you can go a long way with this champion playing like you're playing here. If you just clean up some things and think a little bit more outside of the box. Like this spot here, maybe cutting the wave with the dive, hitting the W's on these dives. Like that improves win rate at this level. It really does. It's good to see. This is really good by you. Love this. Go right back over. You see him. Go back over and get the fuck up there. Pressure this shit. You're level 15 versus level 13. Kill him. Fuck him up. Challenge him. Get a 1v1 going. Pull someone up there with you. Try to do something in this spot. Because you're so big here, dude. You're so much bigger than that Renekton is, and I really just want you I want you hammering on this guy. Like, you need to understand how urgent it is. Like, when you do this, watch. I'll show you what I would have done if I were you. I see Lucian bottom, which means they're probably squaring up for a push. I go over the wall. Here comes the ward, which means someone's right there. I'm going right back up. Like, I'm going right now. I'm going right up at that Renekton because I'm going to try to wiggle through vision. And I'm fairly confident that they don't have vision of try. And I think I can take this guy right now. Let's see. And they don't. They don't have vision of try. I can walk right up and pressure this guy and try to get him in a long lane. Try to walk into the brush and maybe just go in on him. Go ham. You have to, because the game is dying, right? You saw Lucian going to bottom, which means that you know you're not getting the whole team up top. Someone is going to be going with Lucian, or at the very least, someone is going to be going towards him because they want to defend their AD. Like, the odds of you getting picked here are super slim, and you're big, and it's Baron, so you might as well when someone's isolated try to 1v1 them when you got a 2-level lead. Let's see what you do now. Okay, you start moving you're farming Scuttle again. I hate that you keep microing this in because it wastes time. This is good. Oh my god, that's super fucking lame. Let's look at the execution of this again. Yeah, my only criticism. My only criticism is that it took you too long to get up there. That's it. So I think maybe if you get up there faster, who knows, you might find a better angle to approach, because the way that it played, you came through try as opposed to what I said, which is just going straight up in. And then the angle of approach is a lot smaller. which means you might be able to get more DPS faster, which closes on the rotation, how fast the enemy team is going to come to help. But like, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. Honestly, our window of winning was probably if we killed Lucian on the dive. That was our biggest point of where we could win this game, or at least keep it afloat. But I mean, it's a rough one, buddy. It's a struggle, dude. It's a struggle. It was good though. I mean, you drew a lot of pressure, and I mean, it wasn't like you dying was for absolutely nothing. You pulled people all the way to the top corner of the map. You got Renekton's flash. You got Soraka ult. You got a bunch of people to come topside. It's not the worst thing in the world. We would really like to trade one for one there if we're going down. That's all. Your team holds up. They really do hold up. What happened there? Oh, you're crazy. Never. I see what you tried to do. It's fine. Yeah, if you pulled it off, it would have been pretty good. But yeah, mechanically, you just flopped there. I think it would have been... You might have gotten something done if you flashed that properly. It's hard to tell. That was actually... Honestly, dude, that was a good attempt. It sucks that you fucked it up. But I think you can make that a good trade if you get over that wall. This one was... This one's really only bad because... You know... I mean, to be fair, you know that Soraka and Victor are coming out of base. And since we don't have, like, QSS here, it's going to be super hard to pull off. I think what your goal here, looking back on this... You didn't land chickens there, which always sucks, by the way. Well played. I love how you're trying to dodge that fear. That's very good. Because I haven't been playing against New Warwick. I wouldn't even have done that, so that's very nice. I think right here when you get his ghost, you probably should just back down and take it. But you keep diving him, which, for all intents and purposes, like, he's gonna ult you 9 times out of 10. And it's gonna be a really thin... And I'm pretty sure... I can't tell if his GA's up or down. Maybe down. I think after you get his ghost, you're supposed to back down until you see Soraka and Victor. Because we needed info of those other two before we could make that dive. I saw the 2 up here, so I don't mind you poking at him, but I'm very scared to commit, and that's the big reason. The flash is down. Oh yeah, right. But he's definitely in that spot. He's not killing either of them because Soraka's pretty beefy at this point. Believe it or not, Soraka's huge. Yeah, your team sucks. This game. No! No, don't die. Okay, phew. Good job. I was scared of your spin in there, but I forget how low our CDR is off a couple autos. So that's good. I was a little worried because like you could definitely keep this game afloat right now. That's how I view it. The game's still floating. This is good. Pushing out mid by you. Yeah, just give it away. Give it away, go bottom shove. Lots of floating there. I definitely would like you to just like spin over the wall, go to bottom or something real quick, briefly. Because you had a huge wave top. They weren't going to Baron that fast, and you can always turn around if they look like they're doing it. Okay, that's Baron gone. This is good play by you. Oh no. My only gripe is I feel like you had pretty much won this fight and you could have stayed alive. I want you to see this. This is really advanced, by the way. Late game spots, and I imagine this is part of the reason why you wanted coaching, is because that's kind of what my Tryndamere is known for. Is playing ultra late and just playing these like hour-long struggle bus fests. Look, check it out. So, watch what you do. You play this great, by the way. There's just one little thing that I would change. You go in. You spin. You're about to spin in. Now your ult is going to be fucking rocking for a while, right? And you spin again. But you've already done enough, right? On that first spin. You did great. You commit, you auto, you ult at a great time, I think. Pretty good, right? It could be better, but that's a really tough spot because you get fucking blown up. So you go in, you get ults, you get so much shit done. And it's basically you and Renekton have a fucking a zone off. But this is the spot. And I'm not trying to bullshit you or sell you nonsense. You could legitimately change the outcome of the game in this situation. There's other spots in here too, but this one is like late game bliss for Tryndamere. If you manage to do a big zone like this and go in the back line and you literally 1v4 and zone off an entire team, which is so good by you, but you do one little thing. You spin, here you are, you spun, bam, your spin's back up, and you have the mechanics that you're using it, and I love seeing this. Because most of the Tryndamere guys that I coach are not up to this level. You actually do it. You spin again. So I know you know it's up. I know that you're mechanically going in. If you disengage, right? So now if you go up and you disengage out and you spin out, right? And you get your Q off, which I think you have, which means you're a god, right? So you spin, you go just like this. You spin. And if it's close, you could flash, right? So if you spin, and then I'd probably spin flash Q just to be safe. But then, you know what happens next? You spin flash, and you go out. Let's say you make it out right now, right? And Soraka's gonna live, but Renekton's gonna die. So, right here is what would have happened. This is what you're looking for. Now it's 4v4, or 4v5 if you live. If you live, you know what you get to do? And this is that late game spot. You literally get to spin out with low HP and you would beeline. This is gonna be hard for you to do this, but when the first time you do it in a game, it's gonna be like the fucking pearly gates opening, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is what Neace was talking about with fucking Tryndamere late game. This spot, this one fucking spot where you get in a big fight, you live, and you zone, and you immediately go right to top. And now, if they don't wipe, if your team even just so much as just goes like 2 for 4, like they all die, but like only 2 of the enemy team are left, you're gonna like break an inhib, and now the game's is a fucking, you know, now the game's like a 40-minute, 50-minute game. This one's already fucking 40 minutes. But we would have been breaking inhibs right now. Now watch how this plays. Think about where you would have just showed up. You would have been right here, right now. Straight up. You would have been right here. Now, again, Soraka would have lived. But think about the like this fight would have still been happening. And you would have been up on this base, forcing backs. And you know what else happens? If you'd done that and kept your flash up, guess what? Your ult would be back up. So you'd be up here with ult ready to do a dive again. Which is pretty nuts when you think about it. Oh yes, that is... Oh my god, that's so juicy. I'm not a fan of how you chase here. Yeah, I hate that. That's... in terms of late game mistakes... 1, 2. You turn and... I don't know why you keep chasing. Because my thought is to go push. And take all the towers. So this was good. And then you threw it. A ladies' man. Thanks for 5 months. This you should have left right now, and you should have been going this way. A 2-man pick this late into the game. Look at the spawn timers. Your team is gonna chase kills because your team is newbies, right? You need to be beyond this, and in these spots late game, you need to pull pressure up to the map because you're just getting pushed into nonstop. So we missed a pretty big opportunity there by chasing in. That was actually your biggest mistake this game. Pretty significant chase to fuck up. Good. You guys are doing great though. This isn't that dire, to be honest. You can win this because your teammates are holding up. The Goner, thanks for this. To the sub, I love you, man. The Goner 16. You have to know that flank's coming. I hope you saw it because I did. Big drag, 100%. Big drag. I'm a little scared. Oh, you're clear so quick though. Fuck. We actually might die doing this. This is shitty because I think this is where we lose, and I probably would have called this too. So I think you and I may have made the same mistake if I was in the situation. I would feel like we could get this, but depending on how the fight looks, I might just leave. So that might be the difference in how you and I play it, because you don't have flash, right? So I'm thinking, like, if we can take this dragon and I can shove out mid, nothing, they will never take anything from us as long as I'm up. So the map should be safe. It's a 4v5, but they could get wiped by this fucking Victor, basically. Victor Soraka's, they're gonna deal million damage, be near impossible to kill, double exhaust and shit. But here we go. Don't you die. I'm gonna be really sad if you do. Good ult. Actually, I really mean that. I think that being safe there is the right move. So thankfully, we hold up, and we still lose. How do we lose? You don't have ult, so I don't know what you're doing. No! No! This is why you lost. So, remember that ult that we said good ult? If you'd kept it, and I'm not even saying that I think you were right to ult to be safe, because Victor can snap and do a lot of burst on you this late in the game, and I've actually failed. He's 11-2, so I believe your ult was fucking correct in that I think you made the right call. It was bad, right? We know that, like, execution-wise, you didn't have to ult and we would have lived, etc. Like, I get it. But I think, as a Tryndamere guy who plays a lot of Tryndamere, I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's a safe bet to ult. But this is a 40-minute game. You are in no rush, and when you're this late in the game, remember that death that I said was like, man, we die, that's gonna be when Warwick chased you and you like died here, and we're like, man, that's gonna be like 50-second fucking spawn timer. When you are wrong in spots like these, when you're wrong, this loses you the game if you rush. If you rush a 40-minute, 30+ minute, and you try to force some shit and you're wrong, you can 100% guarantee if you die like that, the game is over now. They're going to take the whole map and the game is over. You had all the time in the world. You took the tower. You, with your ult on cooldown, you should have said, hey, my ult's on cooldown. Fuck off, cunt, right? And you run back and you go to the tower and you start hitting the tower, and you calmly just ping your teammates away. And if they die, whatever, but at least you could be applying pressure. So if your teammates die, you have the pressure up. So if they try to go to Baron, you can threaten an end with your ult. You can do all sorts of shit. But when you go for this without your ult, you have to understand that you are the fabric. Sounds like really spiritual, but you are the guy that's holding this game afloat. And this type of situation, this type of decision will lose you games. The Goner, thank you so much, man. We'll put you on the list. You cannot die late game in spots like these ever as Tryndamere. Never, ever, ever give up free pressure as Tryndamere. That's kind of the moral of the story here. Because as soon as you die, and it's tragic, but they all die. Now watch this fucking map. Watch how fast this map falls. Watch this shit. 60 seconds. No pressure. Victor holds top. They push. The difference? Well, they're retarded. They are retarded. But the tower is in such a formation that you guys all don't get to spawn and defend. Because they're like, oh, we actually can't tank 2 towers. But realistically, that death up here gives them Baron, essentially. And that's like the worst thing in the world. Let's look at this again. Could we have gotten out of this? Where's your spin? Why are you challenging him? I know this is a rough one for you, and I know I'm flaming you for really like super edge case 40-minute game. So here I stall Renekton Warwick so my team can Baron. You're not wrong. You just play it like dog shit after you get the kill. There was no rush. And I know this, you're gonna get better at this over time because you're in a unique spot. This is why I'm excited. This is why I'm spending so much time on this replay, is because I really enjoy this type of replay, because I think that you can probably learn the most from it. If you get good enough that you can hold your team up to late game scenarios, this is where you really learn how to fucking carry late game, which will make you so good as a player. Especially for like low elo climbs and stuff. This, you play it like a Goomba. Because what you should have been doing is you can just run now. You can just spin and leave and you're good. Your spin was already up because you got all those autos off. But you challenge him. Just spin away. And I think what happens here is you're not and you'll get better at this, you're not aware that Renekton is caught back up now. You're technically stronger in a straight up 1v1, but he's caught up. So he has tank stats. And in a spot where you just 2v1, you need to leave because it's level 17, level 18 versus level 18. So you 2v1, and you should have just spun away. And as you spin, you auto, you walk, you spin again, you're out because you would have kept your ult. Never Lauki, thanks for the 5 months in a row. And then after you spin out, you can go and cut the wave, and you just keep running, sustaining back up, maybe cut to top. While Renekton chases you, you could do a lot there because you would have built up. Think about this. If you had spun out and moved up bot lane, right, and just kept, you know, mashing Q every time it's up, farm up Fury, spin, you would have gotten space because you're faster than Renekton. You could have passed right towards top tower or top inhib, right? And you pressure top inhib or pressure base. Probably, you can't backdoor. If the minute that you go towards the base, they're all just going to back and run out. So you can't backdoor, but you could pressure, you can make them back, pressure inhib and run away. You can do a lot there. But you need to understand that you had many spots where if you played them just a little bit better, after getting that kill on the Warwick, if you just ran away, and remember, you have all this time to regen back up. You Q, build up Fury, Q, spin over the wall, Q, bam. Now you're full HP and you're on the inhib, literally, full HP. And then you can decide to play it depending on heads on the minimap. But you had a whole minute to play with. And when you die, we can't use the power play. Renekton, he can't do anything. When the minute he sees you running to the base, he has to back. That's checkmate. Because if he tries to end the game, you're going to end it, and you're going to end it faster. So he's going to be panicked. Your team is going to be able to get Baron, and then once they have Baron, they can Baron back. So you're fucking golden. This is why I love late game spots, because there's so much creativity open here when you get here. But yeah, I think after this death is probably like, it's because you just try to challenge him straight up, and there's no need of it. Had we lived, totally different ballgame. Now, your Twitch is retarded. No ifs, ands, or buts, retarded. And this is, someone asked if you can backdoor. You never try to open face backdoor unless you're like TF and the enemy team's all right here or something. Like, you never do it. It's just really dumb. Or you're Cassidy or something that can just fucking wiggle over some trees and he's there. But yeah, that's retarded play by Twitch. So 2 retarded plays stack up. They get Baron, probably, I imagine. This is such a battle, though. They get Baron, that's GG. Okay. So we know how this ends. Yeah, dude, this is honestly one of the better Tryndamere games I've seen, and I'm glad that I got to see this from a coaching session. Cause I'm here to tell you, I'm happy about this one because I have been in this type of game at least 200 times. Playing either Tryndamere, Gangplank, Yasuo, a lot of stuff like this in top lane. Tryndamere is probably one of the better ones for handling these situations when all is said and done, because if you get to the point that you were at and you play some of these situations better, like the disengage, like there was 2 disengage spots where in late game, if you disengage, if you have the frame of mind to go, I'm out in a clutch spot and then run and pressure an objective, you're going to get so much. You did it. That was your biggest weakness this game. Now that we analyzed it, it was you didn't disengage here. You got 2 picks. Your team got 2 picks. You chased in. You died. You did the 4-man zone. You chased. You died. You didn't disengage out. And then here you got the 2v1. You had them. You had the spots. It was just you needed to play. Like, I know it sucks to hear, but like you have to play those spots correct if you're going to beat these types of games with Tryndamere. That's the key with winning with Tryndamere, is understanding these situations and the complexity of them and realizing that, oh, I actually could have just lived and ran somewhere and that would have drawn way more pressure than like just trading and hoping my team holds up. You'll see it when you play more of these. And then all the stuff that we talked about, the dives and everything. Itemization I think is fine. You're copying like standard Tryndamere build and I didn't see anything wrong with it. I think you did like the double attack speed thing, which I think Boxer Pete's doing. Someone's doing. But that's all well and good with me. I have no qualms with that. I think you could have won this, though, if we made some better choices late game. And trust me, after a few more of these situations and you clutch it because you play it right, you're going to feel so good. You're going to be like, Neace was right. And the only reason I'm right is because I fucked up in these games probably like 30 times more than you did before I like mastered it. So that's why the coaching will help you. What the fuck? Shut up, phone. Don't you ever message me. JK. All right, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this long Tryndamere review. I hope it helps you guys out there. Please like, subscribe, all that bullshit. It's Neace, no bullshit gamer, and I'm out. Peace, cracks. Thanks so much.